Same old stuff, different Thursday. Alright YouTube, welcome back to Cherezian Racing. I'm Ryan as always. I just want to say what's up to all my 90%ers out there. I know it's been a while, but all my do-it-yourselfers, the run whatever you got in your garage and find and make speed, not buy speed kind of guys. I'm talking to y'all. I'm one of you guys and you know it. We're the 90%ers of this circle track world, and it's a Thirsty Thursday, so you know we're heading back to the shop tonight, gonna work on the race car, drink some beer, and listen to some good tunes as always. You know you won't find any BS commercials or us pushing any products in your face. We're just a couple good old racers doing it low budget style. So we'll see you guys back at the shop. We're racing this weekend at Placerville Speedway. And if you guys saw the last video, you know that we raced Antioch. We had some good progress, but we didn't do too hot in the main. So I said in the last video that I was gonna be going to a practice session and getting some more tuning in. We did do that, I just didn't film it because we were kind of pressed on time and making adjustments here and there in between sessions, trying to make as much progress as possible. So we did make some good progress. I believe that we're 1 or maybe 2 spring changes away, and maybe some other fine-tuning adjustments here and there from being as fast, if not faster than we were last year, which is pretty dang good. So we'll see you guys back at the shop for some fun. Uh-oh. That didn't sound good. I want to see how that freaking glue held up. I tried some glue on here to see if it would... Oh yeah, it worked great. There's a big old chunk that was sliced in there and glue worked pretty good. How'd the back side look? See through it all?
I would have just got it off.
Oh, okay. I stuck this freaking screwdriver through, like just poking it in there, and it went all the way through the rubber. So I guess there was a little pinhole or whatever in there. All right, guys, so I said the last practice session went pretty well, but what I did is I used a bunch of old tires, basically stuff that looks like this with hardly any tread left. So I'm not using up new tires. It's a little bit easier in the pocketbook, but I burned up pretty much 3 tires. And then the race before, we got our right front clobbered here, and I took out the rim and I put a little pinhole or slice in the tire. So we're trying to fix that up right now. And I ended up taking a sledgehammer and a rim wrench to the rim, and it's close. I don't know if it's gonna hold, but we're gonna give it a shot. But anyways, what do we say? Bent but not broken, right? So I had 2 J-bars. One had the end of it out of it. I mean, it's welded up. I don't know if it's gonna hold, but it's good for a spare at least, you know? Yeah. Just something like an oh shit moment. So I got that made up. And then I make my own tie rod ends because they have the Heim joint that's on the end of them. So I took an original tie rod, cut it here, and put the Heim joint on, then put like a little sleeve and welded that up. So we got spares. Dad, we got spares.
Bead sealer is flammable.
Now you know. All right, we're doing a little tire prep here before we get this thing on the ground and clean up the shop and then to get on scales. Tire prep, more like holding tires with good rims on them and trying to get shit sealed up. Put a patch in this one.
Not burn the garage down.
And well, yeah. Tried to seal it up and heat it up, get it to dry quicker, lit on fire.
Yeah, apparently bead sealer is flammable, which did not read the can on that one.
Nope. But it's all good because I think it's gonna work. I think that patch is gonna hold up well, and the little glue on here is probably gonna keep it all together and intact, and we might use it as a left front or just a spare or something. And then this guy's holding there too. I don't know how, but this thing that I beat out with a sledgehammer and rim wrench is holding there pretty good. I had to put a little bead sealer right here because there's a pinhole in the rim, but very small pinhole at that. Crank this baby to get some oil pressure. So like I said, we're gonna race Placerville Speedway this weekend. We have never been to Placerville Speedway before. I've never even really seen the track besides just driving by one time. And it's a track that the Pro Stocks have never been to before. It's a traveling series. Tri-State Pro Stocks are gonna come and run there this Saturday for 1,000 to win. Thanks to, I think it's Richard Workman Communication or something. Anyways, it's the first time there. We don't really have any idea what the track's gonna be doing. Got some ideas as far as what to do. It's a little tiny bull ring, but everybody's gonna be out there in left field with this Tri-State Pro Stock deal as far as gear and setup goes. So we're just gonna have to go out there and see how the car feels initially and go ahead and adjust accordingly. But looking forward to getting out there. Looks like a fun little track. The goal is to get this thing back without any real huge damage, so we can start worrying about the body, which we've been talking about for damn near, it feels like a year now. But we want to kind of get some brainstorming on what we want to do different here on the body and start getting it made up, because it's been long overdue. There's definitely some things we want to change on it. We've changed kind of the tracking width in the front, so I think I want to bring some fenders over and cover the tire a little more. And we got a new nose, obviously, that we're going to be putting on. But I mean, it don't look horrible at night, but it's pretty bad. It's pretty rough. It's been through hell and back. So looking forward to getting out there this weekend and giving it a shakedown. And we're gonna get on scales here in a second. All right, cracking another one to our theme song. Gonna put you guys in time lapse. All right, got the car back in here. He's setting tire pressures. I don't know about you guys, but I always set my tires at the same every time I scale the car. I go 20s on the right side, 15s on the left. I got my fancy fuel gauge here. Let's see what we got in the tank. It's all good. All right, so we got the car on the scales. I checked ride height before we got it on the scales, and some of you guys out there were saying, "Oh, I've never heard anybody scaling the car without shocks on." So I'm gonna try to do it with all the shocks on right now. Look at the scale numbers, roll it off the scales, and then take at least the left rear shock off and see if there's any change at all. And then that'll kind of give me a determination if I'm gonna be doing it that way or not. But I'm pretty sure the left rear is gonna hold a little load in the left rear tire, so we'll see. All right, so we just scaled the car with the shock on it twice and got two of the same numbers. So I'm gonna go ahead and yank this left rear shock off and see if it's any different. All right, so survey says we're the race car mythbusters here. Taking the left rear shock off changes the numbers drastically. What it does is it takes about 15 pounds off of the left rear and the right front. So 15 pounds there and 15 pounds there. And then it adds 15 pounds on the left front and 15 pounds on the right rear. Changes our cross weight a whole percent. So now we know, no shocks. All right, guys, so we're learning. And we're learning by trial and error. So, like I said, mythbusters of race cars. We took the left rear shock off, it changed. Just for shits and giggles, we took the right rear shock off, and would you know it? It changed like another 10 pounds. So we took all 4 shocks off again, and that's how we're gonna do it every time now. But anyways, we're a little bit light, so we're trying to add a little bit of lead, and I'm gonna add a couple rounds in the left rear and try to get our bite number where it should be. Hoping to get a little more bite in the car because it's just too loose. So gonna check it out, maybe put a little more lead on, not sure yet, so stay tuned. All right, so we got the car kind of where we want it. Put enough rounds in the left rear to get it in the ballpark. We're gonna test it out. We took a little break, barbecuing a little bit, burgers. A couple hot dogs on the grill. Same old stuff, different Thursday. All right, so Thirsty Thursday is over. Eric's heading out with his new LED headlights. The newest of the new. Anyways, we got the car on scales obviously tonight, and we put the driver and the driver's gear in the car just so we can see where we're at for total weight, and we're real close. We're finally right around the 3,000 mark, which is our minimum weight, which is real cool because the last couple years we were running 200, 300, 400 pounds overweight. So a little more competitive now, being a little bit lighter. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and do some more work tomorrow, just like a little bit of setup stuff, get a good square on the rear end, and just basically write our numbers down. I like where we're at, so we'll just have to see how it feels on the track. Gonna bring some more springs with us, maybe a little more lead to put on the car if we need it for rear percentage or whatever. So that being said, that's pretty much it for Thirsty Thursday. We'll see you guys Saturday at the track, Placerville. Should be a fun time. I'm looking forward to going there and running with those guys. And it looks like it's kind of like a red dirt track, or like maybe orange dirt, kind of like they have down there in the south. And it looks like it's silty. So I'm kind of looking forward to trying out some new dirt. So we'll see you next time, guys. Remember, it's bent, it's not broken.